Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. An Egyptian court sentenced 3 Al Jazeera TV journalists to 3 years in prison today for operating without a press license and broadcasting hate material harmful to Egypt. The verdict in a retrial was issued against Mohammed Fahmy, a naturalized Canadian who has given up his Egyptian citizenship, Bahir Mohammed, an Egyptian, and Peter Grest, an Australian who was deported in February. The 3 men were originally sentenced to between 7 and 10 years in prison on charges including spreading lies to help a terrorist organization. Two large explosions heard in Afghanistan's capital, Kabul, today were controlled blasts by deminers, the city's deputy police chief said. He told Reuters that police were questioning the demining team because it had not warned authorities in advance of their activity. Meanwhile, at least 8 police officers have been killed in separate attacks by Taliban insurgents in eastern Afghanistan. The deputy police chief in Ghazni province said another 15 police officers were wounded in the attacks on police checkpoints in the provinces Andar and Karabakh districts. Separately, an Afghan airstrike killed 16 insurgents and wounded 17 in Ghazni's capital. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said that it is very important for the world community to learn from the past and move forward. Ban received a group interview with a UN-based Chinese media before his scheduled trip to China to attend V-Day commemoration next week. Ban said he has been participating in other events commemorating the end of World War II. The Secretary General will join 30 heads of state, including Russian President Vladimir Putin and Republic of Korea President Park Geun-hye, in attending the upcoming commemoration of the victory of the Chinese People's War or resistance against Japanese aggression.
As a Secretary General.
The activities of the second Holy Quran competition concluded in the Wilaya of Bahla with the participation of a number of the wilayas of the Governorate of Dakhliya. The conclusion ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Saud bin Sulaiman bin Hamyar al-Nabhani, the state's advisor. The ceremony included various parts such as religious nasheeds and a presentation on the contest. A training course on performing Hajj rituals started in the Wilaya of Suwayq in the Governorate of North Batna. An accompanying exhibition was also organized on the sidelines of the 5-day course. It is being organized by the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs in cooperation with Suwayq Club. It aims to acquaint the participants with the pillars and rituals of Hajj and the best way to perform it. Salalah Kharif Festival 2015 is about to end its activities in few days, but traditional and cultural events organized for the festival are far from over. Here is another lively show our reporter Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i attended.
Once again, here in Salalah, at the center of Salalah Festival 2015, more traditional performances are seen. Thus, such places gives an opportunity for many to learn about traditional art. A show here is a show of strength and prowess. It's a special traditional performance conducted by a group of skillful Omani people called Razha, and here in the Governorate of Dhafar is called Fan al-Raqid. Initially, Razha and Fan al-Raqid was a way of expressing the needs of the society in harmony, and on the contrary, as societies became settled, both turned into a joyous function prominently in all festivities, be it Al-Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, weddings, and other national celebrations in the Sultanate. The performing team here collectively gathered to have swift maneuvers while reciting poetry rhythm. During the performance, individuals usually present their expertise very well. Here, we can see a young man jumping up and down, swishing his sword. His team members, as seen, are holding guns while moving around in a group, presenting typical traditional Omani art and reciting poetry continuously. And now, here we are witnessing Razha. The performing team are collectively gathered to have swift maneuvers while reciting poetry rhythm. The team members are seen here holding guns while moving around in a group presenting typical traditional Omani art and reciting poetry all along. The man seen here is an Omani hero moving away into a clear space, swishing his sword around and suddenly threw it several meters high into the air. The sword in his hand was heavy when he received it. He did not even falter. He hit the ground in a nonchalant manner and went back to his sword dance, which was set in a rhythm to the song sung by his team members. This typical Omani man in dishdasha with a dagger strapped to his waist present his skills, swashing his sword around while holding a small shield in his other hand. Again we can see his skills. The sword blade placed on his palm, and skillfully he moves it to the tip of the thumb and suddenly turned to the back of the hand. This traditional Omani Razha and Fan al-Raqid art are being proudly performed in the country, thanks to His Majesty's government for graciously supporting the continuation and presentation of this traditional heritage for the future generation.
I had a very lovely experience. The best part is the dance activities were very beautiful. And when I was looking at all the traditional dances, it came to my mind that now this is a global village, the world. And all these cultures, they come together. And when I used to be a kid, I used to go to these villages and used to see in Pakistan, we used to have in the northwestern side, our Pashtun folks, they used to have a dance with the sword. And I was looking at the dance with the sticks. So it was very it was very similar to that.
Today I'm coming here to see what they're making, and I'm so happy in Salalah.
From the land of friendship accompanied with peace and love, I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Salalah, Governorate of the Far.
Now for the general weather forecast. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies will prevail over the mountains of the Governorate of Dhofar with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains and the nearby areas. Winds will be southwesterly light to moderate along the coasts of Arabian Sea, while it will be southeasterly light to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate. Seas along the coasts of Arabian Sea will be rough with a maximum wave height of 3 meters, and for the rest of the coasts it will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. In order to raise awareness in the society on the right use of medicines, the Pharmaceutical Awareness Exhibition is inaugurated in Sultan Qaboos University. A ceasefire between a coalition of Syrian rebels and Hezbollah fighters in a Syrian border town and two northern villages collapses for the second time this month. And Libyan rescuers retrieved the bodies of 111 migrants whose boat sank off the coast of Libya. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.